I've had to retake this video way too many times. This should really be a morning thing. Okay, I'm just gonna get right into it. You saw the title, you know what this is based on. You've likely heard that humans are the most intelligent creatures that we know of. This is a fact that we can't argue with, just point blank. Dogs bark at almost everything. Monkeys are close a second, can't seem to make it past making sharp rocks. And no, there's not a single creature on this planet that has as intricate and delicate way of communication as we do. Yet it seems that many people are dumb. There are some people that make it look like it's a game of relativity, and we only seem to be the smartest because there's little competition. But the problem isn't that these people are dumb, at least no one is irredeemably so. Sure, there are those that seemingly refuse to learn at all, no matter how many problems their stupidity causes. But there is more to it than just that. I want to look at a few cases of how intelligence isn't the problem, but instead people caving into seemingly strong emotions. And you don't have to look very far to find these sort of examples either. Everyone and their mother knows how bad nicotine is by this point. You just can't deny that it's awful, with almost none, if not zero, benefits. Yet tobacco is still a massive industry. In almost every public school you can find, during lunch break, or even sometimes in between classes, at least one kid will be vaping in the bathroom. It doesn't matter how many DARE presentations or online information tells me otherwise. They think that there's something inherent in taking a hit that they need to keep living. Even the smarter kids will fall victim to it, and even smarter adults will do the same thing with marijuana. Steve Jobs smoked cannabis along with things he did. Imagine how much more he could have accomplished had he put the bong or roll or whatever down on the table and said that he would never touch it after his first high. Another example, junk food is clearly bad for you. You feel its effects the strongest every time you eat a little too much of it, and you and I both know that all the optimized diets don't have it at all. Yet, last I checked, McDonald's, Sonic, Wendy's, Arby's, Taco Bell, Burger King, the list goes on, they're all still multi-billion-dollar corporations with hundreds of locations. It seems that the majority of people still eat it regularly, and no level of research can tell them that they shouldn't give this stuff to their kids. Even people that try to be athletic will still have fast foods and sweets somewhere in their diet, from time to time. The list goes on for porn, alcohol, excessive technology usage, other drugs, irresponsible spending, and it seemingly never ends. The list can just go on with things that seem to be common sense that you shouldn't do, but people will do it no matter what. So why? Why do smart people do things they know they shouldn't? Why do thousandaires let their children have free access to technology or have 100 grams of sugar a day? Why do people have such a hard time saying no? I think it's because of mental strength instead of intelligence, and I do believe there is a difference. Dealing with the tantrum of a spoiled child is annoying, so they just let them have what they want in fear of the idea that if they tried to fight it, they wouldn't work, or that they wouldn't be able to contain their own emotions. People know that drugs are bad. You just can't deny that fact anymore. But people are scared of what the withdrawal might look like. They don't think life will be the same again. People also grow up following the norms of society, so, when they see people eating junk food and whatnot, it doesn't really have it's not to go towards the idea that better is better, is that normal is better. And they pick up on the fact that people can be shunned for being weird. So they spend their life doing what's normal, usually without realizing that a lot of these normal things to do are there to justify these bad habits and addictions. You don't have to be like this, luckily. Stoicism has gotten incredibly popular, and for good reason. It's not super difficult to find hundreds, maybe thousands of videos on the topic. I encourage you to go look for them if you're interested in all of this. Before I end this, though, I want to give one last message. If you really want to strengthen your mind and avoid these things that I've been talking about, you should be exercising two things: discipline and willpower. Discipline will help you to do the things that you might not feel like doing, like getting up early or cleaning your room. And then willpower will help you resist the bad things, like drugs, porn, sugar, and whatnot. I was initially going to go over these in a separate video, and I might still do that, but I can probably explain their importance here. When it comes to being successful or not, these two things are the distinguishing factors. Self-discipline is the most important thing you will need you need to have, I wrote this terribly in the script. You need to have strong in order to get anywhere in life, and willpower will help a lot in preventing the things that will hold you back. I would also recommend a dopamine detox and withdrawing yourself from the super intense stuff to strengthen your resolve. Once those two things have been strengthened over the course of months, or more likely years, you'll be a better person than when you started. You're a better person the first week after you start strengthening these two. You may not be as fun in some people's eyes, but if you have a strong mind, then nothing stops you from just finding new friends. I personally can't wait for high school to end so that everyone that doesn't truly care about staying friends with me can finally go away. I can get 40 hours of each week back, and I can start to get really focused. But at least I can start that process by becoming as boring as I can be right now. And you can too. Being boring in most people's eyes is probably for the better anyway, since most people like to think that everything is boring regardless, unless there's Subway Surfers gameplay in the background. And I don't really care to be normal. Like, think about all the things that I've talked about. Being normal, I had a whole video on this. Being normal isn't really a good thing anyway. Being weird tends to be good. I like to be weird, me personally, because following societal norms doesn't give me it doesn't relieve as much pain as being weird and not going into debt and avoiding all this garbage does for me. I personally love this kind of lifestyle more anyway. So, strengthening my discipline and willpower, it's not something that I've been able to do overnight. I'm not gonna lie to you. This stuff takes a long time for it to be really strong, especially while you're still in public school and doing all this other stuff. And I've just been lost my train of thought with what just happened. The weekends where I sit down and just get work done, and I don't try to screw around or poison myself with all this garbage, then I get also getting out of here will be a very nice thing. Because, like, that's normality as well. Not cleaning up after yourself because it's a little bit difficult or it's not fun. Everyone I live with is practically a child because all they want to do is sit here and complain about it all. I don't want to be like them. I don't want to follow after what is the normal in this household because it only causes suffering. It is only suffering. Suffering is the only thing that can be bred by all these things. And I'm pretty tired of all of it. And I'm tired of being tired of it. I'm just gonna go down my road. They can follow or not. Doesn't matter to me. They can do whatever they want. I know that I'm not going down the road that they did. And when I end up where I want to be in life, after not taking on all this stupid stuff, I'm going to be the one laughing. Not people think I'm weird. And if people call me weird at that point, so what? I think it's okay to be called weird in exchange for living a successful life, don't you? I hope you can understand things with this new video format. I might change to it because I think you guys might be more willing to watch these kind of videos if they're shorter, but we'll see. Take care.